Hari Om. Welcome you all to this Ola Sanskrita Sahitya Rasaswada series. We are reading Abhijnana Sakuntalam. I thought I am reading from Raghava Bhatta every time. So I thought in the Artha Dyotanika, his Sanskrit commentary, he has in the invocation, first he has saluted Ganapati and then to Shiva, Parvati and Bharatamuni. I haven't read these verses to you. I thought I will start with those verses first and then complete the Vishkambhaka, which is left incomplete last time. He says, Natya Vedabdhim Alodya Tandavam Yo Vinirmamau Swatmanabhinayantam Tam Pranamami Mahanatam. With Tandava, who started this, he started the Natya Vedabdhim Alodya. He, as if, got a dip and did the paramarsha of the entire Natya Veda, which is like an Abdhi, which is like a Mahasagara. And then from that, from churning of that, he created the Tandava Nritya and Swatmana Abhinayantam Tam, and he enacted it with his own Abhinaya, Tam Mahanatam Pranamami. So this is a salutation to Mahanata Shiva. And then comes Parvati, Ya Lasya Samprayogena Shivaharadhana Tatpara Bhavatam Bhutaye Bhuyat Sa Sada Sarva Mangala. See the Anupras also. So, if Shiva is dancing wildly with ecstatic joy, the Tandava, Uma, Parvati, she does a very graceful and very delicate sort of soft padanyasa, which is called Lasya. In fact, the Ta from Tandava and La from Lasya gives the Tala to anything, be it music or be it dance. So that is the Tala. And Sada Bhuyat Sa Sarva Mangala, let her confer all blessings and all good on you all. And then he salutes Bharatamuni, the Natya Shastra Karta, Vachikadi Abhinaya Upama Natyacharya Matra Bharatam Munim Ide Lasya Tandava Niyojana Leela Kaushalena Paritoshita Garbham. So this is a very beautiful, what you can say, salutation to the Devatas and the predecessors, and after saluting them, then only Raghava Bhatta started his Artha Dyotanika. Last time, 15 days back, where we stopped was the curse of Durvasas. Vichintayanti yamananya manasa tapodhanam vetchina mamupasthitam smarishyati tvam na saha smarit bodhitopi san katham pramattaha prathamam kritamiva. Saha tvam na smarishyati is the main sentence. That's the curse. Saha tvam na smarishyati. He will not remember you. Who? Yam vichintayanti tvam ananyamanasa. Whom you are thinking, ananyamanasa, your mind not diverting even an inch, even a little bit from the thoughts of Dushyanta. So, ananyamanasa, it is shunya hridaya, or concentrating only on one thought, that of Dushyanta. Anyamanasa. So, it's Dushyanta manasa, and therefore her manasa will not divert to anybody. And that's why she has not heard Durvasa coming, Ai, Ahamatra, Kahatra Bhoho. He must have knocked or he must have yelled loudly, but she did not pay any attention to him. Vichintayanti yamananya manasa na vetchitvam. You have not recognized, you have not cognized, you have not my presence here did not get registered at all. Who am I? Mom, he is referring to himself. Don't you know who am I? Like that, Mom. Upasthitam, who has come near you. Upa is near. So it's not that he is there somewhere, he has come near your door as a bhikshuka, as a yachaka, as a atithi, upasthitam, one who has come near, mam, a person like me. And who is that person? Tapo dhanam. Tapaha eva dhanam yasya saha. For whom his tapas, his austerity, his penance, his tapas is all dhana for him. Tapo dhanam, mam, and upasthitam. These are the three adjectives that mark the gravity of the situation. It is not any Tom, Dick, and Harry who has come there as an atithi. It is Durvasa, right? And therefore, na vetshitvam saha tvam na smarishyati. Whom you are thinking wholeheartedly, so much engrossed in his thought that you did not pay any heed to me, a person like me who has come near your doorstep. So he will not remember you. That is like कानात शिसं उठल्यासारखं, आगीचा लोळ उठल्यासारखं. त्वाम न स्मरिष्यति. कथम बोधितः अपि सन. Even if you remind him that I am your wife, we spend so much nice time here in the Lata Kunja near the Malini river, this, that, bodhitaha api san. Howsoever hard you try to remind him of your companionship, your togetherness, those nostalgic moments and all, he will not remember you. That is like a real curse, right? Bodhitaha api na tvam smarishyati, like whom? Katham pramattaha prathamam kritamiva. Like an intoxicated person, pramattaha, madira panena, mattaha, prakrishtena, mattaha, pramattaha, prathamam kritam kathamiva. Before he got intoxicated, whatever he said, after the intoxication, after he has, his belly filled with the liquor, he will not remember anything. Similarly, this person whom you are thinking so devoutly, with single pointedness, he will not remember you. So this is an indirect simile, comparison of Dushyanta to Pramatta, right? And this is like a very, very hard curse on any girl. So, so this is Durvasa after all. So I thought that I would repeat it once again. Ananya Manasa and Katham Pramattaha Prathamam Kritamiva. Prathamam serves an adverb. Otherwise, you can say Prathamam Katham, the first talk, but Prathamam is better. Then this curse comes, this is heard because this Priyambada and Anasuya are not very far from the Kutaja, from their hut. And therefore they hear this curse. Priyambada says, Hadik, Hadik, Apriyameva Samrittam. Something, very, very bad thing has happened. Alas, very bad thing has happened. Unfortunate thing, miserable thing has taken place. Kasminnapi pujarhe aparadha shunya hridaya Shakuntala. Ananya Manasa there, here Priyambada says shunya hridaya. Her heart has become void. I mean, she is not receptive of anything else but Dushyanta's thoughts. And therefore, Shunya Hridaya, Kasminnapi Pujarhe Aparadha. She has committed a crime. She has faltered in a person, in regard to a person who is fit to be, revered or respected. Pujarhe. A respectable person got humiliated by Shakuntala, who has lost everything, because she is engrossed in Dushyanta's thoughts. And while saying this, she is curious to know who is that person. And therefore she just looks here and there and she sees, oh, Nakhalu yasmin kasminnapi. It is not any, Tom, Dick and Harry. It is not any person who has been insulted. Esh Durvasaha Sulabhakopaha Maharshihi. This is the name Durvasa. There are two adjectives. He is Maharshihi, Mahancha Asau, Rushishcha, or Mahan Rushihi Asau. He is a great sage, great seer, but there is another adjective, Sulabhakopaha, quick-tempered. He is hot-tempered or quick-tempered, Sulabha. Sulabham kopayitum shakyah etadrishaha saha maharushihi. Durvasaha. Now, Durvasaha also is, Durvasa happens to be the Shankara's incarnation. It is Shivavatara, it is said. And if you go back to the Puranic days and all, all the Vedic days, Rudraha. Shiva is the prototype of Rudra. Excuse me for the little diversion, but I thought these are the wild thoughts which come in my mind. So this is just a wild thinking and open thinking, loud thinking on my part. So Rudraha Kasmat Rodanat. Why did he cry? Because he was created from Brahma's forehead, and he fell down. Because he fell down from Brahma's forehead, he started crying. That is Rudra. And Shiva is the prototype of Rudra. Shiva, because he is a Samharakarta Deva, Kalaharta, and therefore he sometimes becomes very angry. He is Ashutosha. He gets pleased very quickly, but then he is like Kalagni Sadrusha also. So he is very angry. He is wrathful at times in the form of Kala Bhairava and others. So Parvati got, very worried about his anger, and therefore to please Parvati, he is a very, what you can say, a husband taking care of his beloved wife. You have beautiful verses in Meghaduta, I won't quote it here. So to please Parvati, he discarded some portion of his anger, and that anger took the form of a sage, and that is Durvasa. So he is Shankarasya Anshaha. He is born out of the wrath, and therefore Sulabhakopaha. But apparently, where did he deposit his anger? He deposited it in Anasuya, the wife of Atri. So he is Atreya. Basically, Durvasa is Atreya, he is Atriputra, but then he is born of the Shivasya Anshaha, that anger, that Krodha. So he is Krodhavatara of Shiva. Durvasaha also means, Vasas is Vastra. One whose Vastras, one whose clothes are not so good. Dur, they are not so good. So he is half clothed, almost half naked. That is also one meaning. But a very interesting meaning comes in the Mahabharata. Dur is Dushtam. That is Nigudham. Vasaha iva dharmavaranatvam yasya saha. That means one who is whose vasa, that is the avarana, vasa vastra is basically to cover your body, right? So his avarana of what? Dharmasya avaranam is dushtam nama nigudham. It cannot be recognized very easily. So he is a dharmic person, he is a rishi, he is a maharshi, but superficially, outwardly, he is like a hot-tempered Muni, but inside he is, dharma yukta. So his vasa, his vastra, the garb in the form of his vastra of dharma is nigudham, is very secret, is very hidden. It's not easily apprehended by all. So that is also another meaning of Durvasa. Dushtaha, Dussadhyaha, Yasya Vasaha, Sahapi Durvasaha. One whose Vasa, staying, Vasa, from Vasa. See how many times, how many ways you can interpret the same word, right? So one whose Vasa is Dushta, Dussadhyaha, entertaining a guest like Durvasa in the home is very, very difficult. Is very, very difficult. You remember, you remember means in the Mahabharata again, it was this Durvasa came as a guest and Kunti was appointed to serve him, right? Because serving a guest like Durvasa is very, very difficult. Dussadhyaha vasaha yasya saha. And then Kunti got the boons from Durvasa and she called Surya and all that stories, right? So Durvasa is a dharmic person, not a dharmic person, but his dharmavarana rupa vastra is nigudha. Not everybody can pierce and go inside, peep into his interior, his inner soul. So these are the different meanings of Durvasa. So na khalu yasmin kasmin napi. It is not any seer. This is Maharshi, Durvasa and Sulabhakopa. No wonder therefore he could utter such a bad curse. Tatha Shaptva, having cursed her, Vega Bala Utpullaya Durvaraya Gatya Pratinivruttaha. I see him going fast. Durvaraya Gatya. The Gati, the gate, the movement which cannot make him turn back, return. Durvaraya Varayitum Dushtam. Dussadhyam Anaya Gatya Saha Vega Bala Utpullaya. As if झप झप पावलं टाकत निघून गेलाय. वेगेन, hurriedly, quickly. And bala, there is, bala, that Shakti is because of the wrath. Oh, how dare she could insult me, And therefore that bala, that physical strength which has come to him because of that anger. Anger makes you more what? This is a rajoguna, right? It makes you more dynamic. It makes you more active. And therefore, Vega Bala Utpullaya, as if he's jumping, as if he's running fast. He just disappeared. Vegotpullaya, Durvaraya, Gatya, Pratinivruttaha. Anasuya says, Kaha anyaha hutavahat dabdhum prabhavati. It's only the fire which can burn, isn't it? So, Durvasa is compared here to fire. Hutavahat anyaha kaha nama dagdhum prabhavet. Right? Who else but the fire will be able to burn anybody? So, he is as fiery as fire could be. I mean, he could be burning like a fire. Now, Anasuya thinks, Gacha. He has gone with a speed, right? But then you have to make him turn back, make him come back and accept our hospitality. How can we send a guest away without giving him padya and arghya and all that? So, padayoho pranamya, you fall at his feet. Padayoho pranamya nivartaya enam. You bring him back. Nivartaya enam. Till then, what will I do? Yavadaham arghodakam upakalpayami. Till then, I will arrange for the arghya and padya for him. Now, this is very wise decision of Anasuya. And she doesn't go herself. She sends Priyambada because she is Priyambada. As the name suggests, she is the person who can, in her sweet words, she can dissuade the Rishi and will be able to bring him back. And therefore, she sends Priyambada and herself as a elderly person, a matured lady. She will take care of the household duties and keep everything ready so that no time is wasted once he comes back. And tatha iti nishkranta. So Priyambada just says, okay, and she goes to bring him back by persuading him with her sweet words. And Anasuya wants to go hurriedly to the Kutaja and bring him to the Kutaja, right? To offer him arghya padya, etc. And while she is going hurriedly, padantare skhalitam nirupya. She stumbles. The moment she stumbles, the Pushpa Bhajana, both these girls are collecting flowers for the Mangala Devata Archana of Shakuntala, right? We have seen it in the beginning. So the basket is filled with flowers. They wanted more flowers because this is not a normal puja. This is a special puja for our Mangalya. and therefore the basket is filled with flowers. Now because she stumbles, the basket falls down and the flowers get scattered all over. This is so very logical, so very practical. The psychological pressure is building up, slowly and gradually, because a person, a sage like Durvasa got insulted. A seer like Durvasa went away unattended. So this is certainly will bring some calamity. She's aware of that, and therefore in a hurry she wants to go, and therefore this all thing happens. When you are in a hurry, when you are very anxious, in that anxiety, you stumble, you fall down, so many things can happen, and therefore padantare skhalitam nirupya aho avega skalitaya gatya prabhrashtam mama agrahastat pushpa bhajanam. From my agrahasta, agrahasta literally means the fingers, but here it could be palm. So she is holding the basket of flowers in a palm, so that just fell down. And iti pushpochayam rupayati. Now some time has to go. Priyambada has been sent to dissuade the Rishi. Till she comes back, Anasuya can't just remain on the stage looking here and there doing nothing, right? And whatever she does, whatever happens is also psychologically very justifiable. So these are the small, small things, the nuances which Kalidasa takes care of in the stage directions. And the some time, at least a moment has to lapse, because they are not very far from their hut. Yet Priyambada going there, telling the Rishi, bringing him back or bringing back the message will require at least 2 moments of time. What will Anasuya do on the stage? She has to do something, and therefore pushpochayam rupayati. She starts collecting the flowers. Now once there is a fall, the flowers won't fall at one place, they will get scattered all over. So from here, from here, from here. So some moments have gone. So these are the small things one has to take care of in writing of the drama. Pravishya, until that time, that's enough time for Priyambada to go and come back. So Priyambada says, Sakhi, Prakriti Vakraha Saha Kasya Anunayam Pratigrinnati. He is Sulabhakopaha. First she has said Sulabhakopa. Now she says he is crooked by nature. Prakritya eva Vakraha. He is crooked by nature. Kasya Anunayam Pratigrinnati. Whose entreaties, supplications he would accept. He will not pay any attention to any requisitions, any supplications and any requests. Kimapi punaha sanukroshah kritaha. Still, despite that, that means this sentence is so clearly, it states that he refused to come back. Okay, pratinivartaya enam, that was not successful, but I could be successful in making him have little bit mercy, little bit compassion on Shakuntala. Sa anukroshaha kritaha. Now this anukroshaha, krusha, this is a very interesting root. Krusha, kroshati, and krusha kroshati is to weep, to lament, to cry aloud, Chukroshu, Chukrushuhu kapistriyaha. In the Ramayana, Valmiki has used this Chukrushuhu, etc. Chukrosha, Anukrosha. In fact, krosha meaning a distance, like kos, ek kos bhar lambe. That is the distance. Why it has got the name krosha? Because if a person yells very loudly, the area till which his sound reaches, that area, that much span is called krosha. Isn't it interesting? So krosha, how these are the small ways, in which the names could be justified. So this is krosha, which in Marathi we say don kosavar gav ahe, kosbhar lamb ahe, vagare vagare. Now krusha is to cry, to lament. Ut plus krusha is to scream, Abhi plus Krisha, then Upper Krisha. There are so many upasargas, with Krisha. But Anu, if you add Anukrisha, it becomes to take mercy on, to take pity on. This is the finest example of how Upasarga Balad Dhatoho, Artha Vikaraha Sampadyate. Upasargas, how they can bring difference of meanings in the roots, like Ahara, Vihara, Prahara, Samharavat. We have seen that, but this is also a good example of that. So Krisha is to lament or cry, but Anu plus Krisha is to take compassion, to take pity, be merciful. Sanukroshaha kritaha. Somewhere I saw the word Utkrishta. Okay, and Utkrishta is excellent. Utkrishtaha, Utkrishtataraha, etc. Right? But that Utkrishta is from Krisha. Krisha, the swara, ru, Rishivala ru. And Ut is a upasarga for Krusha also, but this is Ukara, Osthya. That is the difference. So Rukara, Rishivala ru, okay? So that is a different swara, and here it is kra plus ukara, kru, utkrushta, that is yelling loudly, screaming. So utkrushta is different and utkrishta is different. Utkrishta is finely cultivated. So best, excellent. Utkrishta is best. Krisha is Krisha Krishati, that is to till a land, right? And therefore, Utkrishta, finely tilled or cultivated land, finely plowed land, farm is Utkrishta basically. So these are the Shabdancha Gamti. Okay. So Kimapi Punaha Sa Anukroshaha Kritaha. So I made him little bit merciful. Sasmitam, Anasuya has a smile on her face because a person who is compared to Hutavaha, who is Sulabhakopa and who is Prakriti Vakra, became merciful. Sasmitam, Tasmin Bahu Etadapi. This is too much in him. This is so very colloquial, you see. Hehi nase thodake. तो महात्मा, तो दुर्वासा इतपत जरी दयाळू झाला, पुष्कळ झालं, राईट? एतदपि बहु एतस्मिन. ओके, तस्मिन बहु एतदपि. दिस इज अ टिपिकल कलोक्वियल टच. त्याच्या बाबतीत हे सुद्धा खूप झालं. वी कांट एक्सपेक्ट मोर दॅन इट. सो हाऊ कलोक्वियालिटी कम्स इन द लँग्वेज. Sanskrit is not just a written language. Sanskrit is a colloquial language. It was once upon a time a spoken language. Now also there are Sanskrit speaking villages, and recently 2 villages on the border of Assam have been declared as the Sanskrit speaking villages last month only. Okay, so kimaha tasmin bahu etadapi kathaya. Now what happened exactly? How did you make him merciful and compassionate? Stories, everybody is interested in learning how it all took place. Yada nivartitum nechati. First of all, she said, he did not want to come back. Yada nivartitum nechati tada vidnyapitaha maya. I requested him. When he did not want to return, I requested him, Bhagavan. She addresses him as Bhagavan. Bhagaha shadvidha aishwaryam asya asti iti Bhagavan. Bhagavan is normally applied to the devatas. Here, Bhagavan. So, this is why, Anasuya sent Priyambada. Because Priyambada will talk all nice words to please the Sulabhakopa Maharshi. Bhagavan. Prathamaha iti preksha avidnyata tapah prabhavasya duhitrujanasya bhagavataha ekaha aparadhaha marshayitavyaha iti. It looks like a very big prosaic sentence, but it is very, very significant. She gives 4 reasons to Bhagavan Durvasa why he should pardon and forgive Marishayitavyaha. Why he should forgive Shakuntala. 4, 5 also. 5 is the subtle because she is addressing him as Bhagavan. And Bhagavan is Karuna Sagara, so you have to be merciful. That is the dhvani. But the four things which are given in vachya, expressed sense, is four things are prathamaha. This is the first aparadha. First aparadha. Normally, when somebody makes some blunders, the first blunder, we let it go. The same blunder, the same mistake repeatedly done, then we have to punish the person. Our children also do the first thing. Okay, first time, chalo, let it go. So, prathamaha iti. This is the first mistake. Okay. Avidnyata tapah prabhava. Because she is engrossed in something else, she did not realize the what? The graveness, the importance of your what? Tapah prabhava, tapas samarthya. Your samarthya of your penance, your austerity, how austere you are and what is the strength of your tapas, that she did not know. So, avidnyata tapah prabhava. If you know the person who is very influential and he can do or undo things, you are extra careful. But she, poor thing, avidnyata tapah prabhava. And therefore, you have to let it go. Avidnyata tapah prabhava. Number 2, duhitrujana. She is like your daughter. You are such an elderly person. She's just like a kid, like a daughter for you. Won't a father forgive his daughter for some mistake she does? Right? So this is like emotional appeal to the sage. Avidnyata tapah prabhava is boosting his ego. Oh, you are tapodhana. He himself said, Mam tapodhanam upasthitam navetsi. So boosting, catering to his tapah prabhava and boosting his ego in one. Prathamaha, first, you have to let it go. And duhitrujana, appeal to the emotionalism, because his inner nature is nigudha. And therefore she is making an appeal to him. Duhitrujanasya bhagavata, again she repeats bhagavata, ekaha aparadha. Only one mistake. She won't make another mistake. Ekaha aparadha. Ekaha prathamaha duhitrujanasya and avidnyata tapah prabhavasya. 4 reasons expressed by Priyamvada, and by addressing him as Bhagavan and Bhagavata one more time, Bhagavata ekaha aparadha marshayitavyaha, she is making an appeal to him, entreating him, and calling his Karuna Sagaratva as that of Bhagavan. Karuna Varunalaya. So, Marshayitavyaha iti, very nice sentence. I personally liked it very much. Marshayitavyaha. Tatastataha. Okay, what next? What happened next? Tataha na me vachanam anyatha bhavishyati, bhavitumarhati. Kintu. First, what he said? My words will not fail at all. Na me vachanam anyatha bhavitum arhati. My words will be true. Once I have uttered something, it will be true. ते कधी खोटं होणार नाही. It won't be mithya. Kintu. That kintu is very important. My curse will be true, but there is some ground, some scope in which way the curse, the effect of the curse could be diminished, could be removed, could be destroyed. Okay, or could be lessened. Kintu abhijnana abharana darshanena shapaha nivartishyate iti mantrayamanaha eva antarhitaha. But my words will not be false, they will be true, but this shapa will turn, will be nullified, nivartishyate, will be nullified by abhijnana abharana darshanena, by showing darshana, abharana, some ornament of recognition, abhijnana. Abhijnana Rupi Abharanasya Darshanena Mama Shapaha Nivartishyate iti mantrayamanaha eva. Saying this, Antarhitaha, he disappeared. After cursing, he did not disappear. See the cleverness, the skill of Kalidasa. After cursing, Vega Balot Pullaya Durvaraya Gatya Pratinivritta. He started walking fast. But after giving this push-up, so to say, Antarhitaha, his job is done. By doing this, this is all done in Vishkambhaka. By doing this, unnecessary, what you can say, introduction of one more character is avoided by Kalidasa. Durvasa's curse is important. It's a turning point in the entire drama. But for that one curse, for one sentence, for one shloka, he should not be brought on the stage. It is not required. And therefore, this Vishkambhaka is so very important. You remove this Vishkambhaka from the entire drama and the drama loses all its charm. Here are the two important things. One is that of the curse of the Durvasa and second is Abhijnana. We don't know that this Dushyanta has given the ring to this Shakuntala, and that Abhijnana Abharana is going to play an important role in the drama hereafter. Right? And therefore, Abhijnana, the episode of ring and the episode of curse, these are the two, they are intertwined. One without the other is futile, but then without this, the drama has no significance. So, Abhijnana Abharana Darshanena Shapaha Nivartishyate iti mantrayamanaha eva antarhitaha. Now let him go away, but now he has given the Ushapa. He has given as if the antidote, a remedy for the Shapa. Okay? Then Anasuya, he used a sigh of relief, so to say, Shakyamidanim Ashvasitum. Now we can take a sigh of relief. Atashvasghana Shakya. Till now, the pressure was building up. What he will do? Whether he will come back? Now the Shapa, this and that, what are the repercussions? How our Shakuntala is going to face it? How bad the suffering would be? This and that. So many questions are there in our mind. But now with this Abhijnana Darshanena Shapaha Nivartishyate Shakyamidanim Ashvasitum Asti Tena Rajarshina Samprastitena. While he was going away from the hermitage, Samprastitena, while he was going away, Tena Rajarshina. See the use of the word Rajarshi. He is not just a Raja, he is a Rishi. So Rajarshi, this word comes for Dushyanta many times in this drama, very, very significantly. It is Sakuta, Sabhipraya Visheshana, which is one of the, what you can say, an indication of Samasokti Alankara. Are Alankaras there only in the verses? See, this is a Sakuta Visheshana, Sabhipraya Visheshana. Astitena Rajarshina Samprastitena Svanamadeyankitam Anguliyakam Smaraniyam iti Swayam Pinaddham. स्वयं पिनद्धम उसने अपने हाथों से पहनाया है. पिनद्धम, अपिनद्धम, पहनाना. This verse, I think, this word in Hindi has come from Pinaddham only. So that Rajarshi, he himself has tied or fastened the ring. It is not tied, it is just, putting the ring in the ring finger. But Pinaddham, because the ring was perhaps a little loose and all, he must have put it some, like thread, whatever. Pinaddha is literally to tie, to fasten. Okay, the literal meaning. So he himself put the ring in the hands of Shakuntala as Smaraniyam, as a memory, memento. Nowadays we give mementos to the chief guest and all. This is the memory of the function, of the event, right? So while he is departing, he gave this ring as the memento to Shakuntala. And therefore she really heaves a sigh of relief thereby. Priyamvada, Sakhi Ehi, oh, come here. Devakaryam tavadasyaha nirvartayavaha. Let us go and do the Mangalya Puja of Shakuntala. Iti parikramataha. And they just go around. That means they are going to Uttaja. Now they just take a round on the stage, and as if they are reaching near the Uttaja. This is all symbolic. You have to, the parikramya. After the parikramana, you have to guess that they have approached or they have got near the Uttaja. Outside the Uttaja, Shakuntala is sitting, maybe on the steps, okay? And how she is sitting? Anasuye Pashyatavat. They have come near the Uttaja and now they can see Shakuntala. How Ananyamana, how Shunya Hridaya. She is seated there like a painted picture. It's not a human being who can move and who can grasp and apprehend something. It's like a picture. Achitrita. Vama hastopahita vadana alikhita iva priyasakhi. As if she is drawn, she is painted, as if there is a picture which is still photography. She is not moving a little bit. She is engrossed. How? The position also is given. Vama hastopahita vadana. Okay? Her face resting on her left hand like this. She is thinking and thinking and thinking of Dushyanta. Vama hastopahita vadana alikhita iva. As if she is sculpted, as if she is painted, as if she is drawn in a picture. Still, she is not moving. Bhartrugataya chintaya atmanamapi na esha vibhavayati. Bhartrugataya chintaya. Chintaya is not anxiety. Chinta, chintanam. It is thinking of. Bhartru, thinking of her husband. आत्मानमपि ऐशा न विभावयति. अपनी सुध बुध खो बैठी है. She is not aware of her own self. What to talk of the another person? Kim punaha agantukam. This is an agantuka. This person is agantuka. He has come accidentally. It was not known that he is coming. He is atithi. Avidyamana tithihi yasya saha atithihi. One whose arrival is not known to you, he is atithi. Nowadays the guest, they intimate their host months before. Is it okay if I come for tea? Do you have half an hour for me? This is not guest. Guest has to be agantuka, accidentally who comes, So agantukaha atithihi. So she doesn't know her own self. How would she take note of, anybody who comes accidentally? If she was expecting somebody, she would have been all cautious to welcome the guest. But there was no intimation that Durvasa is coming to the hermitage, right? And therefore, otherwise she wouldn't have, she would have been busy preparing and making arrangements for his welcome and all that. But it is agantuka. That is the real form of atithi. We have lost that atithitva nowadays, In fact, in Manusmriti and all, it is said that the atithi, when he visits house for some meals and all, nirdhumena gachet. He should see that from afar there is no dhuma coming out of the kitchen. That means chulha thanda ho gaya hai. So he should not go to that house. So much, details are given there. Which house you should go for begging alms. In which house the dhuma is not coming from the kitchen. That means nothing is being cooked there. It is ho gaya hai, sabka khana wana ho gaya, they are resting now. So you should not visit such a house for viksha, right? But now this is atithi, he would come anytime. Anyhow, so kim punaha agantukam. Priyambade. Now comes a very important thing, Priyambade. Now this has taken place, only between these two know that Durvasa has come and he went unattended, he had given a curse. Who else has listened to that? Who else? Nobody else. Only these two girls know about this, and therefore Anasuya, with concern, she tells Priyambade, Dvayoho eva naumukhe esha vrittantaha tishtatu. Let this vrittanta remain in the mouths of we two. That means third person should not know it. Dvayoho mukhe tishtatu. Let it remain in our two faces. That is only 4 years, 4 years. My 2 years and your 2 years. You know, there is a very famous verse. I don't remember the verse, but I'll give you the purport of that. You know, Shatkarano bhidyate mantraha, it is said. Shatkarano bhidyate mantraha. If a thing, a secret thing, remains with two people, that is between the 4 years, me and you, it will remain a secret. If you tell it, if I tell it to the third person, it becomes Shatkarana. 6 years are party to that. And then that third person may tell it to the fourth, saying, don't tell it to anybody. The fourth will tell it to the fifth, don't tell it to anybody. But then it becomes a rumor. It spreads like a wildfire. Shatkarano bhidyate mantraha, chatushkarano something tishtati dvayoho madhye, and dvikarnasya cha mantrasya brahmapyantam nagachati. That is the last sentence. Dvikarnasya cha mantrasya. If I know something and I want to keep it as a secret, I don't share it with anybody, even Brahmaji will not be able to pierce through it. Brahmapyantam nagachati. So nice, right? And therefore, dvikarnasya cha mantrasya brahmapyantam nagachati. Shatkarano bhidyate mantraha. If we tell it to the third person, they don't decide to tell it even to Gautami, who is like a warden, a matured old lady. They could have shared it with Gautami, because in the 5th act we see that Gautami accompanies Shakuntala. It is not Anasuya or Priyambada, but this is again a very wise decision by Kalidasa, that not to tell this to anybody for the obvious reason, Shatkarano bhidyate mantraha. Why spread such a bad news? Because once it becomes known in the whole ashrama, what will be the situation of Priyasakhi Shakuntala, right? Unmalun padel ती वेली सारखी. So it should not happen. द्वयोः एव नौ मुखे एष वृत्तान्तः तिष्ठतु रक्षितव्या खलु प्रकृतिपेलवा Shakuntala. Because Shakuntala, who is as tender, as delicate as a creeper, she should be protected. Prakriti Pelava. Pelava is very delicate. Very delicate. Mridu. Okay? Tender. So she is as delicate as what? A creeper normally. So Prakriti Pelava, very delicate by nature. Shakuntala has to be protected by us. We should not tell this to Shakuntala, nor even to Gautami or anybody else. And then Priyambada says, Ko nama ushnodakena navamallikam sinchati. And there ends the Vishkambaka. Who will water the new jasmine creeper, the newly blooming and blossoming and growing jasmine creeper with hot water? So now here that Prakriti Pelavatva, I said it is as tender as a Navamallika creeper. This is Navamallika. She is compared with Navamallika. She is as tender, as fragrant, as delicate, as Nirmala, as Nishkapata, whatever. So many dhvanis are there, right? As Navamallika. Who will water? Hot water? Do you sprinkle hot water at the roots of a tender creeper like Mallika? Never. So the sharp comes as a hot water. And Shakuntala is Navamallika. So we will not tell this to her. And therefore this remains a secret throughout. Had it not remained a secret, what would have happened? Had it been told to Shakuntala, or had it been indicated to Shakuntala through and through somebody, then what would have happened? Shakuntala perhaps would have taken extra care to protect the Anguliyaka, right? Now the Anguliyaka is Dushyanta's Anguliyaka, a man, a Rajarshi, a robust built. His Anguliyaka would be too big for Shakuntala's delicate, tender fingers, and therefore, though she wears it as a memento, anytime it will slip off. She has to take extra care. Otherwise, she does just, like this, and the Anguliyaka would come down. Had she known it, she would have tied it with some cloth or this or that, or put it in a manjusha, kept it somewhere here, there, So many ways are there, but she doesn't know, ignorance, and therefore she doesn't take any extra care. It is there. She just, caresses it and reads the name Dushyanta on that every day, perhaps. But when, ultimately in the fifth act, when we come to know that Shachi Tirthe Vandamanayaha Shakravatare Shachim Abhivandamanayaha Hastat Prabhrashtam Anguliyakam. That is so very clear. She is giving some water to Shachi in that Shakravatara Tirtha, and while giving the water, the position is like this, and the Anguliyaka just slipped off. It's so very natural. And therefore, she doesn't know of it, and not knowing is good, because otherwise the fifth act wouldn't have taken place, which is so very dramatic, and which brings an antidote, which comes as a, Uttara of the fourth act, which is full of pathos. Fourth act is fully pathetic because it is बिदाई है, शकुंतला की बिदाई है, तो रोना धोना है बहुत सारा उसमें, and आशीर्वाद है, उपदेश है, और क्या है उसमें, है ना? But then that becomes monotonous in a way. So fifth act comes as a antidote to that. So this is a very good this one Vishkambhaka, and very, very poignant, very significant. You remove this from the drama, and the drama loses its charm. Iti nishkrante. So the Vishkambhaka is over. Both these girls, they go away. Vishkambhakaha tatah pravishati suptothitaha shishyaha. And then a shishya comes there, enters the stage. Velopalakshanartham adishtaha asmi tatra bhavata pravasad upavruttena kashyapena. After Vishkambhaka, some time has lapsed, and then a shishya comes and he says, Velopalakshanartham adishtosmi. I have been instructed by Kashyapena, by Kanava, Kashyapa Gotriya, Pravasad Upavruttena, one who has returned from his pravasa, from his journey. We knew from the first act that Pratikulam Daivam Shamayatum Prabhasam Somanatha Somatirtham Gataha Kanavaha, right? So he has taken up a long journey. Now he has returned from the journey, and I have been instructed by him who has just returned to see Vela Upalakshanartham, to see what is the time now. What is the time? Is it morning or is it still night? No clocks, wall clocks, no wristwatches, no mobiles. How would you know? You go out in the outer space, look at the sky, and then you see the Vela. What is the Vela? This is the reason, why in India we have Chandramasa. Because Chandra and his different colors are so very easily seen. I mean, I am not a master, I have not studied Jyotisha, but then Chandramana is easy to ascertain the time, because we can easily see the nakshatras and the position of the moon and this and that, and from that we can conjecture or guess the time. So prakasham nirgataha, what I will do? I will go in the outer space, prakasham, outer space, tavat avalokayami, and I will see kiyad avashishtam rajanyaha iti. How much part of night is remaining? Is it still midnight, or late night, or early morning, or daybreak? All these could be visible once you go out in the open space and look to the east, right? It becomes so very clear. So prakasham nirgataha tavadavalokyami kiyadavashishtam rajanyah iti parikramya avalokya cha. He moves and avalokya, he sees hanta prabhatam. Oh, I thought it is still night, but it's a daybreak. Hanta prabhatam tatha hi. And then comes a very beautiful verse. I'll just read it today, but we'll explain it next Sunday. This is a Vasanta Tilakavritta, very, very beautiful verse. Yatyekatosta shikharam patiroshadhinam avishkritaruna purassare ekatorkaha tejodvayasya yugapadvyasanodayabhyam loko niyamyata ivatmadashantareshu. He just sees that on one side, on the Paschima Disha, ekataha asta shikharam yati oshadhinam patihi. That is moon, Oshadhinam Pati, the Oshadhi Pati, the Lord, the king of all the herbs, the medicinal herbs, is setting. And Anyataha, Ekataha, Arkaha, Avishkrita Aruna Purassaraha. One who has sent Aruna in the forefront. So it is Arunodaya, and then first comes Usha, then comes Aruna, and then comes Surya. This is the sequence, right? Early dawn, and then the Sarathi of Surya, who is Aruna, who doesn't have legs, Anuru Sarathihi, Suryaha, and then Surya comes. So on the east already Arunodaya Jhala. So Surya is coming, and on the Paschima Disha. So this must be Purnima. Purnima, the sun is setting on the west, and the Surya is not the sun, the moon is setting on the west, and on the east the sun is rising. So these two things he can see simultaneously. I'll tell next time how, Bharavi only, no? Ghanta Magha, no, Magha has given a beautiful simile on this. Purnimetsa Chandra and Udayitsa Surya, two Tejo Gola, beautiful verse. And this has so many dhvanis, so many suggestive meanings also. We'll see the meaning next time. So, thank you, Hari Om. I enjoyed the class today. I hope you also enjoyed. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. See you next Sunday. Till then, Hari Om.